All right, guys, well, I'm back today with what has the potential to be one of the absolute best complete setups on the market for under $6 right now, the brand new PSA Guardsman series. We are looking at a rifle that packs a ton of really nice specs and features into a complete package for under $6, right at about $5.99, depending on the configuration you select. What we are looking at is the Guardsman Series 15, and mine is the 16-inch 5.56 variety, but they also have 300 blackout and pistol options to fit your needs perfectly, and they all incorporate a lot of the same themes, and we'll touch base on those throughout the review part of this video. We're going to talk about the specs and features of this rifle, how it performed down at the range, and what makes this so unique at the price point. You're not going to find any crazy bells and whistles or weird coatings. You're going to find solid performance with good quality materials and a little bit above and beyond what you would find on a mil-spec rifle, but still coming in at a great price. Now, as soon as I saw this released, I put in the request for a T&E version. PSA was nice enough to send this out to the channel. I don't have to send it back, so we can do some long-term testing. I also want to give a huge shout out to AAC. We're about 5,000 rounds into their 55 grain standard ammo with no issues whatsoever, and about 2,000 to 3,000 rounds in of their 62 grain without issues. And we ran a lot of the AAC through this setup, and it just ran great. Again, we'll talk a little bit more about that in the performance section of the review, but let's start at the front and work our way to the back. Now, at the end, we have an A2 birdcage flash hider. This does good, but it attaches to every other standard AR thread of the 1/2x28 on the end. So if you wanted to pop that off and swap it out, you could. Now, the barrel on this is where you start to see a step above their entry-level rifles. We are looking at a 4150 chrome moly vanadium steel barrel with a phosphate coating and a chrome line finish. You're getting a true chrome-lined barrel and a rifle that's right at $6, which is almost unheard of, and a really nice touch on here. So really good corrosion resistance. You're going to get really good life out of this barrel, and the performance has been pretty darn good when it comes to accuracy down at the range. Now, the next thing I want to mention, it's incredibly important for me, especially on a duty rifle or a patrol rifle. We have a mid-length gas system, which is great for the great ejection patterns, running a wide variety of ammo, but that gas system is actually pinned in place with a pinned gas block. Now, that gas block being pinned in place, I've never seen that done on a sub $600 rifle, or right around $600 rifle. So the fact that they are pinning that gas block in place shows they are really focused on durability and longevity, especially at higher round counts. Now, the gas block is a steel gas block, low profile, 0.75 inches, and with it being pinned in place, it is practically bomb-proof. You don't have to worry about that coming off, and the mid-length gas system does an amazing job on this rifle, mitigating the recoil, but allowing you to run weaker ammo or stronger ammo, depending on what you want to do. Now, the gas system as barrel is surrounded by their new Guardsman Series rail system. Nothing fancy on this rail system. In fact, it's a pretty basic M-LOK rail system with a monolithic pick rail at the top, M-LOK on the sides and bottom, 3 cross-bolt lockup, and then you have anti-rotation pins. There are some things I would like to see, like maybe internal QD slots with steel inserts, but you can start to find that on their Saber lineup, which is an MSRP of around $800 and up. So you start to see where this really fills a niche in the market. Now, a lot of rifles that I featured on the channel have these features, like really nice barrels or pinned gas blocks, but you were looking at $800 to $1,000 rifle from PSA and their Saber lineup, or they might lack these features, but they lack a lot of other features as well, and they start at the $500 price range. So for about $100 more, you're getting a lot of these more premium add-ons when it comes to durability and reliability. Now, the upper assembly itself is going to be a forged 7075 T6A3 upper, and it's machined to mil specs, and then it's hard coat anodized. The upper includes a standard forward assist and dust covers, and they are all made in the USA by a mil spec manufacturer, and they've always been worked out great. Now, the standard upper assemblies that I've tried with PSA have survived thousands upon thousands of rounds and a bunch of torture tests on the channel. In fact, I was just torturing another rifle for a light review that was a PSA, and it's been holding up great, so no issues with their upper. Now, inside that upper is like the heart of the rifle, the BCG. Now, this is an FA profile BCG. It's shot peened, high pressure tested, And it's also a mil-spec Carpenter 158 steel bolt. It's got Spring-Co gas rings, and the gas key is hardened to USGI specifications. It also features OCKS screws. It's staked per the mil-spec, and the carrier is 8620, and it also is a FA profile. It's phosphate coated and chrome lined. In a nutshell, it's a good bolt. Again, you're not going to find any of these crazy NP3 coatings on here, sand cutter profiles, but it is a freaking solid bolt for the money, and all of the key components are done right, and it's going to last you a very long time. Again, lending to the notion that this is a patrol rifle, but a patrol rifle you can actually afford. Now, the lower is going to be forged with 7075 T6 aluminum, and this one's going to be that multi-cal lower because, again, we are talking about a wide variety of options on this lower. But it is fitted with an ambi safety, a trigger guard, an enhanced MOE trigger guard, the MOE grip, and we have their new flat face mil-spec trigger. Now, don't be fooled. This is not a drop-in match trigger. It truly is a mil-spec trigger, but it's done very nicely. The trigger on this guy is pretty darn cool. It's called the PSA Flatbow single stage. You pull the trigger, you just have a little bit of sponge, and then you have a nice crisp break. The reset on here is very short, audible, and tactile, and you have another crisp break. Again, when you were comparing it to something like a CMC match trigger, the match trigger is going to be much crisper. But this is a solid mil-spec trigger, and it goes above and beyond mil-spec when it comes to the feel of the trigger, but you don't have to worry about light primer strikes with other drop-in triggers, but you get a nice flat face on that trigger. So great trigger selection in this rifle setup. It's something that I like to see, some slight improvements over the standard mil-spec, but not losing the reliability of a mil-spec setup when it comes to a duty grade or patrol rifle style setup. Now, on the rear, we do have one of the stocks from Magpul. This is going to be the Magpul MOE PR stock. It works out pretty good. It's on the 6-position buffer tube, and that's going to be a mil-spec 7075 T6 buffer tube on here, which is hard anodized coated as well. So every aspect of this is done really nicely. The other great thing is they actually stake their castle nuts into place on their buffer tubes, so you don't have to worry about those walking loose or coming off. And I've tested the staking on these by actually dropping some PSA rifles from 40-foot shooting towers, running them over with trucks, slamming them in the ground, so I haven't had any issues. PSA has been building ARs for a while, and they know what they're doing. Just those small little touches like staking that and pinning the gas block in place can mean a world of difference in long-term durability, especially if you're going to be putting your rifle through hard use. Again, you do not have QD slots in this rear. I had to add an extra QD spot in the front to run this QD sling swivel, loop the Magpul MS1 sling through it, and it works out great with this sling. The only thing this is lacking right now is going to be a light. I'm actually going through a few options right now to decide. I threw one of the new Romeo 5, the Generation 2s on here, and it is a perfect combination. Now let's talk about reliability and performance. It was 100% functional down at the range without a single failure. The ejection pattern was between 3 and 4 o'clock with standard 5.56 ammo, and it ran like a sewing machine with a great ejection pattern. It just chugged along just fine. Plenty accurate for what I'm going to need. I didn't take this out to 200 or 300 yards, but this is perfectly capable of doing that just fine, especially with the barrels used. And overall, this rifle has been great down at the range. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you interested in adding a rifle like this to your collection? I want to hear your opinions. Do you guys think PSA killed it at this price range? What features or specs would you like to see on a rifle around this price range? For me, I think they nailed it. They absolutely killed it when it comes to the barrel, the pinned gas block, the staked tube, the enhanced mil-spec trigger, and the BCG utilizing all of those key components. For me, I don't think there's much more you could ask for at this price point other than a couple of QD slots on the rail system. But I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Thanks to PSA for sending it out, and thanks to AAC for the ammo support. Have a good one.